Yeah, so how do you think your summer was? Because it's pretty much over.
It's been good.
Been good. Well, what do you think, like, your favorite, I guess, event or something that you did during the summer was?
I was pretty much swimming I like to swim, hang out with family, you know?
Yeah. What do you think you went mostly? Do you think it was, I don't know, Delaware, Maryland, or you do any traveling during summer?
No vacation so far.
No vacation, but any traveling? Those are different things.
No traveling. Mostly local.
Unless if I'm over asking, where do you think the furthest you went was? Within the lapse of that 4 months. Somewhere 4 months.
I guess the farthest is Griswold. I don't know. Spent a lot gone like for 2 months.
Yeah, you did have a pretty impactful 2 months though, because you did get that gas station gig, right?
Oh yeah.
Anything else of importance?
Well, I guess we've been well, other than that new coffee job, I guess. Other than that, really much nothing else as far as I know.
Yeah. Something else. The summer month is kind of approaching the end, right? Like, I start my janitor gig back up on the 30th, 31st. That's when I possibly can get like the call back. I typically don't really like those. I don't like being on call. I would rather be on text.
Or I don't know if you guys do this, but I know usually I get this is app I use, and I get the schedule. It tells me my schedule on these days and this time.
Yeah, that's something.
They don't. Technology. People do it. It's like kind of hard because of the computers.
Yeah, right. You're talking about like the managers who are like scheduling you for like terrible. They do a terrible job at it too, right? Because it's like, oh, we already had 3 call-outs, so you have to make up everything. It's like, you approved my vacation 3 months ago, right?
Oh yeah.
Got the weird situation like that.
But, other than that, I really like my job.
Oh sure. Getting back to like the summer month, I did end up going to St. Thomas. That's Virgin Islands. I'm gonna be a virgin for life, right?
Says it on your shirt. Says it all. St. Thomas.
Did I ever tell you about the story of how I, got this shirt?
You told me to check, but
I told you that, yeah.
But I think I need a little reminder, though.
A little reminder. So in the downtown areas of where we were actually, St. Thomas, but like Charlotte on the Lake, right? That's the place we were typically at. For the Frenchman's Cove Marriott, right? The downtown area near there is actually like it's actually a place that people start, I want to say, haggling and bartering, right? Like they have their own merchandise that they probably got from like, I don't know, various different stores and stuff like that, right? But they have to make a profit, so they'll kind of take advantage, I want to say, of tourists, right?
You gotta get that paycheck.
But the cool thing about it was the boatman, the skipper, right? Mm-hmm. Not that one.
Yeah.
But the boat guy was actually telling us, like, 9 times out of 10, these shirts don't cost anything.
Oh, yeah.
They'll just tell you the price is like $30 or something when it's really not.
You just
have to end up haggling, buttering them down, right?
Sounds like it was a fun trip regardless.
It was a fun trip regardless, but it's like super expensive because everything's imported there. I'm even pretty sure this probably wasn't even made there.
Nope.
But like, oh shoot, butterfly.
Oh yeah.
Is this an airplane?
Haven't been on an airplane in half a decade.
I'm just on frickin' 4 of them like 3 weeks ago or something. The last vacation I went on really was like 2 years ago when I went to Maine. And this wasn't the first time I went. I went like 4 times since 2016. Oh shoot, so 4 since 16.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent. I mean, it seems like you're the type of family that goes to one place maybe to visit a few people, or?
No, this was just like really like it's like mostly my mom's. I don't go like to go up there too, so we go up there, we explore around, we don't just, if you're on vacation, we just don't want to sit around, you want to do some stuff, like explore places, and even if you've been there and seen them, it's still nice to rediscover.
I mean, sometimes whenever you revisit these places, it's sad to see that maybe a store that you really liked is gone now, right? That was the case when we did Hawaii like a year ago versus 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few places that were still there, like this good Caribbean Jamaican place. Speaking of the Caribbean, yeah, right. Mm-hmm. There's a good place that was down in. I mean, we went to Oahu. It was there, but there wasn't really a lot. Like one time, speaking of shirts, actually, one time I went to like a design a t-shirt place, mm-hmm. like a screen printer or whatever, like a mom and pop shop that can print almost whatever you want. Right? More than like I don't know, Disney place, a Disney t-shirt design place, right? Oh. Because you have licenses and stuff like that. You can get away with more whenever it's like a mom and pop. Yeah. But that t-shirt place was not there anymore.
That's really does sting.
And that was like the one thing that I actually went there for.
It's like a place that's like a mom and pop, like they're more well respected.
I mean, back a year ago when we did go, it was honestly just it was one of those moments where a lot of things closed down because of the pandemic, you know?
Yep, a lot of things.
I mean, of course, it probably didn't help that, like, Hawaii is one of those tourist locations, and if people are partying all the time, it might have spread a lot there. Who knows, it might not have spread a lot either. I don't know the condition of that, but I guess it seems like our summers were pretty decent.
Decent enough.
Decent enough, yeah.
Oh, now we're approaching fall. It's coming sooner than you think.
We are approaching fall. You thinking of doing anything with like pumpkin patches or orchards or?
As of right now, not really, but I would like to. Like, I don't know, there's like a place that you can get apples at. Yeah, they're on the orchard.
That's actually a cool benefit. I think that because I'm part of the school system, I get different perks, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was an email, because I'm, I guess, part of the newsletter now, because I get all of these updates and stuff from the newsletter, but there's this thing where anyone who's like in the school systems regardless of teacher, custodian, lunch lady, whatever, can get like, I don't know, 15% off of a museum, or 20% off of every apple you pick, or something like that, right? That was one of them. One of the, I mean, I wouldn't say it's local because it's kind of a distance. It's part of the Connecticut Park. It's not really the local area. It's just whoever's in the Connecticut system can do this thing. So
That's pretty cool, actually.
but like there was something where it was like a trolley museum, where it was like, okay, maybe you don't find that fascinating or whatever, but every now and then just going to different museums can, be a benefit, right?
Yep. I've been to a couple of museums, and one of them was the Museum of Natural History. What it's called.
Yeah, natural. Is that the one in the state, or is that the New York one?
That's the New York one.
Yeah. Oh, right. This state is like a science museum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big ass dinosaur on the roof or whatever, right?
Oh, yeah. A nice dinosaur museum, but now we want to question whether those bones are real or they've been kind of like molded. But regardless, they're still cool to look at. I don't know.
You ever think about that, though? Like, the dinosaurs didn't know what was coming. And it's like, now they're being burned as fossil fuels, right? And they're being displayed in museums. Which museum would you want to be in?
Whatever creatures that exist after us puts us, and we don't really have much of a say. Exactly. Neither did dinosaurs because they never talked.
That we know of, though. I mean, forms of communication are different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even just in the human world, there are like, I want to say thousands, if not tens of thousands of languages just out there, whether they're alive or dead. And to think that dinosaurs didn't talk, whether or not we understand them or not.
We most of it's just based on like guesses. Archaeologists we don't even know about what they did. We just did it based on what those people guessed about the dinosaurs.
Also, that's probably the same reason why a lot of legends and stuff happened, right?
Yeah.
It's like you find a big, I don't know, bone near a river, and so you think it's a dragon, right? All of my sheep keep on dying, so it must be a thing, not just a disease. It's like a dragon's picking them up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what in Mexican folklore, it's the not the Quetzalcoatl. That's something different. The chupacabra, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So now, how does it feel that you're in the school system again, even though you're not a student anymore?
Honestly, one of the days that I went in there, I did kind of learn something, which I obviously forgot since then.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you'll see, okay, some of the teachers are bad when it comes to this, but I was told not to do anything about it because, it might mess up with their next day plans, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I see that some of them keep their desktop on overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing, but sometimes I'll look at it because they have the Promethean board too. It's on. It's straight up on. It's that's what they're learning about. That's neat. You can't turn off your curiosity, right? It's you see a big board, and it says some facts or something. And it's like, oh, that's what they're doing now? That's cool.
I was like they turn off their like boards, but their desktop or laptops, like they probably have it for a certain reason. Either why they don't want them off.
There's probably there's probably a reason for it, but like, you know, whatever the reason is, I'm not really gonna know. I was just told, you know, don't turn it off if you see it, right? Like,
well, they're rules, and I guess you have to follow them whether you like them or not. It goes to every place that you go to.
Right, yeah. Driving rules too, right? Like all
Yeah.
the 500 rules that get added since the 80s, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, the older generation can attest to this, but oh, my children used to love riding on the roof while I was going at 65 miles an hour. Seat belts? What is this?
Oh, we used to go dirt biking on like the 60,000 foot cliff. Like, come on, we were like the tough people back then.
But you know what? The times have changed, though. I mean, like,
when did the rule texting and driving become blues? Back when like even the Blackberries and the flip phones came out like in the 2000s.
Cops used to never pull me over for reading my magazines.
Yeah. They didn't care for fine print.
They didn't care if my trunk was filled with suspicious fluid.
Oh no.
I can make some certain Coca-Cola products in my roof if I wanted to.
Yeah.
How can I go in a roof?
Well, we heard of something called an attic, right? You could theoretically, like, punch inside of the roof and get in.
Hey, do me a favor. Lift your shirt open, look down, and spell attic.
There you go.
Come on, do it. Come on.
Oh no. ATTIC.
Darn right you do. See two of them. Oh God, if anything, I should be the one doing that. Mine are probably bigger than yours.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure from a distance someone could see me and be like, "Who's that fabulous short-haired lady?"
Oh boy.
Sometimes it's nice to, you know, take a moment to kind of slow down, though, right? You know, we never do this that often, you know?
We don't really do. No.
It's nice kind of looking around and, you know, seeing like a
Vitamin D.
person who's, you know, texting and walking over there.
It's nice to get a little vitamin D instead of sitting in your home too.
It's also cool seeing the vitamin DOG, right? Over there,
Yeah. Vitamin GRASS.
Vitamin GETYOASSOFFTHECHAIR. Get your ass off the chair, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's a little too soon to talk about winter stuff.
Definitely is, but you know what? Like, going back to the whole orchard idea, right? What do you think your favorite type of apple is to, like, you know, pick up there?
I know there's like so many names for them. Like Macintosh. No.
There is one. Macintosh is one.
I mean, I know that's the name of the computer, but I forget.
Why do you think Apple
named
it Macintosh?
I know. They call it that. The Apple. They named it out of the Apple.
Yeah. I'm more of a Windows and Android person, though. I just hate how the cult of Apple always feels like they have to, you know, be the number one, right?
Well,
it's a cult. You're in a cult right now. You realize that?
It really does vary by perception.
If you have to use that backwards logic, you're in a cult, man. It varies from people. You're in a cult.
For the greater good. We have to make sacrifices for the greater good. Sounds like a cult thing to say.
You know, it seems like that truck over there might be like a maintenance worker, maybe.
Maybe somebody working if it's got the somebody that works here.
You know, sometimes lovely. Sometimes it must be annoying to kind of go through a big park like this, picking up everything that they might see, right?
Well, I guess so. But like, I mean, if you did look at, I mean, you kind of knew what you signed up for when you worked here.
Sure, but it's also one of those things where, like, you never want to do that, right?
Yeah. I don't know, it's one of those things where you don't want to, but you know, it's good to help out the grass. Help out.
But it's also something where it's like, if you're sitting here, like, even if you call yourself, you know, an American, it's home of freedom, right? Yeah. Even if you call yourself, like, an American, like, pick up your trash, man. Right?
Just gotta do it.
Like, the worst days that I've seen as a, you know, doing the janitorial gig is days where, you know, people aren't finishing their whole coffee and they're just putting half-filled containers in the trash can, or it makes it a mess later. It's stuff that, like, you never thought about until you're in that position, but that's annoying, man. Like, people gotta clean up after themselves, right?
Well, definitely. I mean, that's what we learned when we were those people.
Clean up everybody everywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody do your share, right?
Definitely. Yeah, well, same with my place. You have to clean up constantly.
Yeah, shoot, speaking of cleanup, right? I told you, like, recently I got back into the can return sort of life, right? I might have even mentioned it a little bit before, too, but the idea that you go around and pick up certain things and possibly get paid to do it, right? If you're in, you know, one of the 10 states that allows it, of course. But it's a neat idea to think, let me reach inside of this, you know, I don't know,
bag or whatever you got.
Inside this rock that might be over there, right? Someone shoves in their beer can.
Yep.
Because they always like shoving things in the cool places. It's not like an easy, like, oh, I'll just shove it on the ground, right? It's, I'll go this deep, dark corner of this park and, you know, smush it as tiny as can be and shove it underneath the Buddha statue, right? Nobody ever just like, here it is. I'm gonna put it right here. Or I'm gonna put it in this trash can because at least it's not on the ground. Nobody does that, unfortunately.
Not everybody.
Actually, yes, that's fair. Not everybody does that.
Nope. I've seen, like, even like places like CVS have those like returns for the the cans and the bottles.
Places like that do. Pretty sure Walmart has some.
They do that. They have those like 10-gallon water like jugs. They recycle.
Right. Yeah.
It's not something I guess our family's really done much with. But
I heard.
we just do a recycle bag. We just throw stuff in the recycle can.
Because the thing about that is, and I'm sorry to become, nerdy about about recycling, but the thing about that is, our states, at least the 10 that offers the can return policy service, whatever you want to call it, you're paying that 5-cent deposit whenever you're buying these things to begin with. So when you find something in like a free place, right? Like in the woods, you find a pack of, a 6-pack of cans that nobody took back. That is free money for you because you didn't buy that originally.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, whenever you're taking back the bottles that you might have sipped from, right? Like your bottle. It's still 5 cents. It's still redeemable as long as it's a thing that has been sold in that establishment. There are rules in play where it's like, I don't know, name a store.
Just like any type of store?
Literally name a store that could sell, cans of bottles, right? Any store.
Big Y?
Sure. Big Y cannot take... Name a different store.
Costco.
Sure. Big Y cannot take a Costco store brand bottle because Big Y is not Costco. Mm-hmm. It doesn't sell the same thing. However, if it was like a generic brand, like a Coca-Cola product, right? Let's
The name brand?
literally make it the standard. It is a Coke bottle, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could take that to pretty much anywhere that sells Coke. It doesn't have to be the same place that it was purchased at. They don't check that.
It has to be like the certified.
It has to be something that store does sell. It can sell. So if you take Coca-Cola bottles, you can pretty much do it anywhere. But if you were to say CVS again, right? They don't sell alcohol.
No.
That's not
But
what they
can,
do there. So you can't take an alcohol can to CVS because they have to sell them in order to accept them.
Doesn't mean you have to buy it at the specific place, but
You don't have to.
But they just have to sell it.
They have to have the ability to sell it. Now, of course, then you run into the logic behind, maybe, I don't know, maybe this mom and pop shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Dom's General Store might sell Coca-Cola too, but not everywhere has the redeemable machines for it. Some people don't even do it like manually anymore. So if you were to go to your corner bodega, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one that might just be owned by one person. It's not leased out or franchised off of a bigger thing. It's just this guy's.
Mm-hmm. Like their own little...
9 times out of 10, that bodega is not going to be like, here's 5 cents.
Yeah.
Or here's 10 cents if you're in one of the 10-cent places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like the canning and bottling is something where it's like it not so much here. I mean, I've earned just by exploring around, like my neighborhood, like a few times, maybe $4 at maximum. Mm-hmm. Of course, remembering that each thing that I picked up is 5 cents. So if it was red. If it can be read, right? Because the machine, it has to be able to read the barcode to know that, this store sells Coca-Cola or Pepsi or, I don't know, Bob's Cola. Right.
Like literally, it has to be in their system. Like, that's probably when barcodes became a thing.
It has to be in their system. And it's like always the same barcode, which I never got that until later.
They got the same number combination. That's how you're able to look up certain products just based on their.
Guess what? I didn't even know that. more than 4 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I learned that whenever I was ringing out people.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that the SKU number was, like, the same for every product. I mean, I guess it makes more sense that way.
It does.
Yeah. But no, I genuinely think that it is a thing that more people should do, right?
Yeah, well.
However, it does kind of seem like the incentive isn't as there as much.
I think we gotta.
It doesn't seem like the incentives are there as much because, like, in the 80s, I want to say, back when, my parents pretty much did it. My mom was, like, an early adopter of the idea because, like, her parents were, like, okay, because she was, like, one of 5, right? One of 5 children, right? So it's like, oh, if you want something, go ahead and get it yourself. Even if you're not, able to work, you could take back cans or something. You could get some form of payment, right? And that's kind of what, they were raised on. But it's definitely a thing that I recommend a lot of people do. The only issue, like I said, is the incentive's not as much there anymore.
They just gotta do some kind of campaign, I guess.
I think the real thing that they should do is raise the price. Because it's been 5 cents for pretty much ever. Obviously, some of the states are like 10 cents or something like that, but like, it's been 5 or 10 cents since every, since it's pretty much been adopted, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always been 5 or 10. So I do feel like that should also be inflated a little bit to kind of match the idea of what 5 cents or 10 cents was back in the day, right? 10 cents could have gotten you, like 15 loaves of bread.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now it's not even one slice. Because they're tight.
Oh, I don't know. So, like, raising the prices is gonna make people want to do it more.
I feel like it gives people more of an incentive to do that, right?
Just like, well, most items would cost, like if you're going to like a hot dog place, it would cost 25 cents for a hot dog, and then I don't know. So inflation hasn't affected that.
Inflation, to me, is just, it kind of is, I'm gonna say, like a scam, right?
Nice, yeah, definitely. Like over the years, like
because why is it that some things are affected and some things are not?
Mm-hmm.
How can my manager, I'm making it up because I don't have a manager anymore, but how does a manager have the ability to get a 70% pay increase, live in 5 mansions over the course of a year, versus all of the employees that work under them might only get 2 cents raised from last year or something like that, right? And I don't mean 2 cents an hour, I mean 2 cents annually, so it's really not that much. Yeah, you can take 1 can back and literally earn 5 times as much.
I don't know, it's like, I guess that does have an effect, but I don't know, people, I don't know, it's just kind of baffling with what inflation is like. I didn't really notice it much until I was like older.
Yeah. A lot of things are like that, though, where it's like you don't understand it until you're a little bit older, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like some...
Like, let's take, like what you said earlier, like when we were at lunch, back in school, we didn't really, we didn't clean much after ourselves. And now that you're in that position, you're like, oh my gosh.
We have somebody getting out of a truck. I think they're here for us. Maybe. Maybe not.
Yep. Well, we're not.
Guess what? The gladiators will still roll on, right?
Oh yeah. We will still roll on.
We'll still keep rolling unless if we're actually told not to.
Oh man. Oh God. Hopefully we keep this. Glad we get this daylight for much longer. So like we. Oh yeah. Speaking of, I don't know if we're gonna be doing daylight savings this year.
Expound.
I don't know. I've just been hearing a lot from like others. It's like, oh, because back then the whole farmers, they had to save daylight. That was really the only reason why people turned their clocks back. But now we're kind of at the point where we don't really need it anymore. So I heard this year we may not do it. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
There are definitely some states that already don't do it, right?
Maybe
I
everybody.
think Louisiana was one of them that isn't affected, or is it Georgia? It's one of those southern ones. Oh, I'm having fun. I totally don't have any regrets today.
I don't either. This will be. So, gorgeous day.
Yeah, it does kind of suck though for like certain aspects, you know.
Yep.
Because I don't know if you noticed this, but I don't know what they are. I don't think they're bug bites. I think this is from when I was like weed whacking or something, right? And it's just like when I'm weed whacking, the prickers that I might have been whacking friggin' shot off, and like it's like Mother Nature was, you know, actually had a vendetta against me. It's like I was just shot in the leg, you know.
I can only picture that.
It's actually been pretty uncomfortable throughout the whole weekend.
A good weekend.
Because it's not in like one of those places that it's like out of the way. It's pretty in the way. Like it's not a good condition. Right?
Yeah.
So how's the love life?
The love life.
Yeah, love life.
We're gonna talk about that.
We're gonna talk about that. At the start of this, you were talking about a dick size.
Oh Jesus. Well.
Wait, maybe I don't have the right accent for it. So how's your love life, right? No, I'm not good at accents.
As of right now, I'm currently not seeing anyone.
What happened to name redacted?
We're not going to discuss that on here. Yep, we'll have to. Yeah, we're not gonna.
You pulled out her throat?
No. We're not gonna. As in the. That I'm not gonna really. We're not gonna mention that here.
You know, louder for the folks in back. Yeah. Oh shoot, another butterfly. Yeah, that's cool. Butterfly in my ass.
That does not sound comfortable.
Hey, if you have butterflies in your stomach, there's only one way for them to go.
Yeah.
That's how humans can fly.
You don't need inflatable pants. You just need like butterflies in your ass.
You can make a religion out of that.
Oh, it sounds like it could be.
And on this day, the Messiah flew in, fucking up butterflies. Yeah. There's probably a reason why they're called butterflies, right? B-U-T-T.
Mm-hmm.
No. Honestly, it's just probably because somebody was high and thought, oh, that insect looks like salted butter.
Mm-hmm.
But no, what do you want to talk about?
I have no idea. But I don't know. Well, the weather looks like it might. I mean, it doesn't look like it's gonna rain. Not really. Mother Nature can really make crazy decisions on the fly. As in not what we've talked about.
It's honestly pretty calm though. Like an hour ago or something, it was pretty kind of windy. A dragonfly. Yeah, look at that guy. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
That one. I love how it said, "Look at that guy," and you're looking at the floor. Look.
I did see the dragonfly. Oh, man. It's nice to be out here right now. Whoa! This is another holiday I could go. What are we gonna do for Christmas this year?
You hear much about the writer strike going on?
Writer strike.
Because it kind of does connect to something that not necessarily we know a lot about, but like we know something about.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear about what happened in Long Island?
Oh, I thought we were talking about the strike.
It's like I don't really know much about the strike.
Yeah, but pretty much, at least according to my knowledge on it, it's basically like the rise of AI generating scripts and written content kind of puts writers out of the job, you know?
I think I heard about the AI. I don't really.
Yeah. I'll let you stew on that. Because we have done a little bit of insight on, and I said insight, not inside.
Yeah.
On the artificial intelligence side of things, right? Like it was the 8th episode of the pod, right?
Yeah.
And things have only gotten better, and it hasn't even been a year since that episode was aired. At least, you know, right now. But
as of right now, it's like
it's
not less
getting
than
better. At an alarming rate too.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting so great, man.
Oh yeah.
It's technology that would actually let us do some neat things if we use it right, but it might gain sentience and not let us anymore, you know?
Let us anymore? I don't know.
I don't think it would let us if, you know. But yeah, exactly, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm getting bugs.
Oh,
So you were dropped off here, though, right?
Yes, I was.
You gotta work on that driving, man.
So I want to try doing, like, hopefully.
Gotta do it this year, man. Come on, do it. Hey, you have one episode that you could refer back and back and back again. Maybe this year before 2024 starts, maybe you could listen to that episode on loop
Probably.
and get an idea, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll refer back to it.
I feel like you should do some stuff.
Yeah.
You should actually get going. I told you everything that there was to know about that one organization, though. Like, if you do it within this year, or actually next year even too, it is not going to be much different from how I did it. Right? All you need to do is, honestly, it might be silly advice, but if you think you know a decent amount of the knowledge already, go to the DMV and just, oh right, you actually can't do the permit test without the 8 or 4 hour, the drug safety thing.
Yeah.
You gotta do that. So you can't just go to the DMV and ask for a permit test.
You have to. Like,
You have to take the the lessons, and I mean like the
kind of like a background.
why drugs
check.
are bad, right? Drugs are bad, okay?
Yeah. Drugs are bad. Yeah. Well, it's like a background check on you before you actually do it.
Right, and then after that initial like, why you shouldn't be high or sleepy or
Just things that.
pop quiz. What's the safe amount of alcohol in the body? You should know this. You should know this.
It's been a long.
No, it hasn't.
8 something.
Hmm?
0.8. 0.008.
Which one?
8.
Which one? You said 3 things.
0.008.
You said 0.8. You said 0.008. You said 0.0008.
I think it's 0.008.
As in 3 decimal places.
But yeah, the 8 is in the third. It's been.
You're gonna try to look it up?
No, I don't need to look it up.
It's 0.08.
So I was. One close. I was like. That's close.
Excuse me? One of your guesses was there, but 2 of them were not.
I had one.
One of them you were 10
1 out of
times
30.
over the limit and 10 times under the limit.
Well, I was at least one close.
But you got to start that, man.
It's the only thing that I'll have to run into is like, I'm sure I'll be allowed to borrow a vehicle.
I mean, okay, if you go through the same service that I did, they supply it. Of course, it looks cheesy because, it has the company logo and student driver, like, pretty much all over it.
Speaking of, we ran into like a student driver like on the way here.
Today?
Yeah, it took a little bit longer. Yeah.
Hey, we're doing well.
Yeah, they're doing fine, except we had to slow down quite a bit.
They weren't the one who was flipped upside down over.
Nope.
I'd believe it.
It's not like that Rush, whatever that's called, Cruising USA game where you bump into a car and they just fly without any damage.
I don't know if I know that one.
It's an old game from the 90s. But that aside, yes, the driver didn't flip. Safe.
I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes, man. Which could be a bad thing because of this, and this, and this, and this.
Helping that, so.
How good are you with mosquitoes?
I mean, they'll bite. I mean, I can feel them once it gets to a point of however many mosquitoes I get. But
so you're not one of them who is like, they will not attack you. They still will attack you.
They'll
right?
attack. I guess I have to feel. However, I mean, you can still see them, but they'll probably attack you if they want to.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting hungry here. How about you? Yeah, I could eat. You want me to... I was actually thinking of heading myself somewhere. I was thinking maybe the restaurant down the street.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that place. It's pretty good. Want to go there?
I mean, I haven't heard of it,
But hey,
I guess we could.
let's
right?
do that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Why are you going that way?
Oh, whoops.
This is where we're fine.